Pulled up. So, dear devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I am very, very grateful to be here in new Goloka Dham among all of you. And I want to thank all of you for accepting this service from me today. Hare Krishna. The topic for discussion today is doing everything first class for Krishna. In this regard, I would like to read one verse from Sri Bhagavad Gita. It is verse number 10.10. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse number 10. Please repeat. Tesham satata yuktanam jatam priti purnakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena tesham satata yuktanam Bhajata Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Tesham Satata Yuktana Bhajata Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Translation and purport by our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Lord Krishna is telling Arjun, and through Arjun, Lord Krishna is telling all of us. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Now let's have a raise of hands from the kids. Who can explain this translation in simple words? What is Krishna saying? Yes, loudly.
Basically, by those who love Krishna and who serve him with love, he gives them the knowledge by which they can attain him.
Very good. Haribol. If we serve Krishna with love constantly, satatam. Satatam means constantly, and priti purvakam means with love. And yuktana means engaged in serving Krishna constantly with love. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam means to serve Krishna priti purvakam with love. Not serving Krishna to get some material benefit, or not serving Krishna just because we have been told, out of love. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Then Krishna says, Dadami buddhi yogam. I will give them the required intelligence, the knowledge, yenamam upayantite, by which they can attain me. So this is Krishna's promise. So it's a very beautiful and important verse of Bhagavad Gita. And in the interest of time, we will read just part of the purport. In the second paragraph of the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, when a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to the fruits of activities, he is acting in Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga means we know the goal of life is Krishna, but we are attached to the fruits of our actions. We want to enjoy also. Karma Mishra Bhakti. Mixed devotional service. Devotional service mixed with fruitive activity. We want to enjoy also. We want prosperity in this world, and we know that ultimately I want to go to Krishna. So that is not pure devotional service. It is mixed devotional service. It is mixed with Karma Yoga. Next slide. When he knows that the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculations to understand Krishna, he is acting in Jnana Yoga. Here also, they know that the ultimate aim is Krishna, but I want to become liberated from this world of suffering, and therefore I want to discuss philosophy, how to get out of this world. Armchair philosophers, they will sit and, oh, it is like this, write books and give their own philosophies. Nasha Rishiryasya matam na bhinnam. One is not considered a rishi until and unless one establishes one's own school of thought, one's own philosophy. So that is Jnana Mishra Bhakti. It is Jnana Yoga. But Srila Prabhupada continues, and when he knows the goal is Krishna and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, he is acting in Bhakti Yoga, or the synonym is Buddhi Yoga, which is the complete yoga. This complete yoga is the highest perfectional stage of life. What is the highest perfectional stage of life? To be engaged in Krishna Bhakti, which is loving devotional service to Krishna without any expectation. That is the goal of life. Okay, you can go to the PowerPoint, please. So the topic for today is doing everything first class for Krishna. So we discussed what we are supposed to do in this verse of Bhagavad Gita. What are we supposed to do? We are supposed to serve and love Krishna unconditionally and constantly. That's what we have to do. Now, doing this, first class. That is the topic. Doing devotional service, first class. So doing everything first class for Krishna. Go to the next slide. And whatever we discuss will be based on the teachings of our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Next slide. And this is the only slide. That's it. So only 3 slides. So doing everything first class for Krishna. This is an acronym. It is not based on any Shastra. It is not based on any scripture. I just came up with this, but we will find that it is helpful in understanding what is first class devotional service. So doing everything first class for Krishna, first class. So we have an acronym for each alphabet. F is to do everything favorably for Krishna. Doing everything favorably. And in this connection, Srila Rupa Goswami has told us that topmost devotional service is Anyabhilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karma Adi Anavratam, Anukullena Krishnanu, Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. Bhakti should be anukul to Krishna, whatever Krishna likes. If Krishna likes a peacock feather in his turban, then we will not put a crow feather. We will do what Krishna likes, not what we want. If Krishna wants to play a flute, then we will offer him a flute, not some other, not a trumpet, for example. Nothing wrong with trumpet. It can be used in Krishna's service. But Krishna likes to hold flute. Krishna likes the flute. So we'll offer Krishna flute. So whatever is favorable for Krishna, that we will do. So doing everything favorable to Krishna. Whatever we do, whatever we offer Krishna, it should be according to Krishna's taste, not according to our taste. For example, once in a temple, the pujari decided to dress Krishna in a Levi's denim, and instead of flute, holding an iPhone. I'm telling you a true story. And that was very painful to the devotees, that this is not based on any scripture. Where is this coming from? And in protest, in that holy town, all the shops, they shut down that day. They said, we protest. Immediately change and make Krishna appear the way Krishna wants, the way Srimad Bhagavatam describes. Baraha Pidam Natavarvapu Karanayo Karanikam. Like we want to see Krishna like that, authentic. Not like this. This is mental speculation. So we have to be, whatever we offer to Krishna, it should be according to Krishna's taste, not according to our mental speculation. In this regard, there is a story in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. When Krishna comes to Mathura from Vrindavan Dham, he enters Mathura and he meets different personalities. And we discussed that on Friday evening. Who does he meet? He meets King Kansa's washerman, who speaks as if he has lost his head. We discussed that. Then he meets the weaver of Kamsa, who happily gives the best garments to Krishna and Balram and their friends. Then they meet the garland maker whose name was Sudama. And Sudama also happily offers beautiful garlands to Krishna, Balram and their friends. Then, later on, Krishna, Balram are walking on the road and they meet someone who is hurriedly going towards the palace of King Kamsa. She is a hunchbacked lady who is a maidservant of Kamsa, but she has a unique talent. And her unique talent is she's a very expert perfume maker. Very expert perfume maker. And she knew exactly which flowers to get, which herbs to get, which minerals to get, and how to create the best fragrance for the king. And Kamsa really liked her for that quality. Not because Kamsa really cared for her, but she was the best supplier of fragrant perfumed oils for Kamsa. So Kamsa really valued her. And it was the day of the wrestling match. And Kamsa wanted to really look his best so that when Chanor, Mushtik and others, they kill Krishna Balram, everybody will look at Kamsa, that he is our savior, he is our king. So he wanted to look the best, he wanted to smell the best. So he was eagerly waiting for Kubja because Kamsa had ordered special perfumes for the special occasion, designer perfumes. So Kamsa was waiting and Kubja was on her way to supply those perfumes. And she met Krishna and Balram. And Krishna told her, "Oh, beautiful lady, please give those perfumed oils to us." And she just didn't have perfumed oils, but she had perfumed makeup also, different cosmetics which were perfumed. So if Kamsa wants to put some nice cosmetics on his face, it will be fragrant. So she had fragrant oils, she had fragrant perfumes, she had fragrant makeup. So she was going to supply to Kamsa, and Krishna said, "Can you give them to me? Oh, beautiful one." Now, no one ever had called Kubja beautiful because of her physical handicap. Krishna was the first one who saw her as beautiful. And Krishna was not just trying to flatter her. Krishna meant it. When Krishna said, "Oh, beautiful one," Krishna really meant it. Krishna saw the beauty in her. And she was so happy with Krishna that she said, "Krishna, all these perfumes, all these fragrant oils, and all these cosmetics are actually meant for you. Here, take them." And she was such an artist that Krishna is Sham Sundar. So she gave Krishna light colored cosmetics and perfumes. So it will show in contrast to Krishna's complexion. And Balaram, who is very fair, she gave Balaramji dark colored cosmetics and fragrances so that when Balaramji applies, it will look like a nice contrast on his complexion. And Krishna Balaram, they both used those perfumes and oils and they gave them to their friends also. And everybody had a good time enjoying those perfumes that Kubja had given. Now, our acharyas have commented on this section that Kubja, she took a very big risk. She's right in the middle of the street, right in front of Kamsa's palace. Kamsa is waiting for her. And she's giving Kamsa's perfumes to Kamsa's enemy, Krishna. What a risk she took. But she did it because she wanted to be favorable to Krishna. It may be difficult, but we have to be doing what is favorable to our Krishna consciousness. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulya vivarjanam. Krishna consciousness means two things. Everybody ready to hear? Srila Rupa Goswami says, Krishna consciousness means accepting what is favorable and rejecting what is unfavorable. What is favorable for Krishna consciousness, we accept it. What is unfavorable, we give it up. Smoking a cigarette is favorable or unfavorable? So we give it up. Onion garlic will make us nice, peaceful, meditative devotees of Krishna, or onion garlic will increase the mode of passion. Mode of passion. So we give up onion garlic. Whatever is favorable, we do. What is unfavorable, we don't do. Sometimes some people ask, don't eat onion garlic, don't drink tea. Where does it say in Bhagavad Gita? Show me the verse where Krishna says, no tea. Where Krishna says, no onion, no garlic. Show us. These things, those who have eaten them, consumed them, no. Why do people drink tea? It makes us feel fresh. Once I was living with a family when I first came to America, and they had a 16-year-old daughter who was in high school. And I was a student, so I had to go to my school, and she had to go to her school. So her dad would drop her to her school and then me to my class. So on the way, she would always tell her dad, Dad, let's stop at Starbucks. And dad would say, why you want to stop at Starbucks on the way to school? Dad, I want to wake up. I need the coffee to wake up. You need a coffee to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we know these things are stimulants. According to Ayurveda, onion garlic is aphrodisiac. Is it going to help us in our Krishna consciousness? No. It's going to increase the mode of passion. So will caffeine. So we avoid those things. Whatever is harmful for Krishna consciousness, we avoid. What is favorable, we do. Next is I. For whatever we do, we should do it intelligently. Jai Bhaja Krishna, say Bada Chatur. Devotees of Krishna are very intelligent. Sumedhasa. They are the intelligent ones. So whatever we do, we should do it with intelligence. In this regard, there is a nice story in Sri Valmiki Ramayana when Hanumanji in the Sundarkand, when he's going to find Mother Sita and he jumps across the ocean and is going, he comes across several obstacles. There is the Mainak Parvat that comes, Simhika comes, in Lanka there is Lankini who attacks. But there is one more obstacle that comes while Hanumanji is crossing over the ocean, and that is Surasa, Rakshasi. She was a demoness. Her name was Surasa. Anybody, any kids, you know what Surasa's specialty was? Yes, beta? What was her special ability? Oh, sorry, I thought it's a statue or something. Sorry. Sorry. Huh. Yes, what was her specialty? Anybody knows?
She could expand her.
She had a benediction from Lord Brahma that at that time of the day, anybody who came in front of her, she would consume. She had the power. She could consume. So when she saw Hanumanji, she felt hungry. She wanted to eat Hanumanji. So she told Hanumanji, well, I have a boon from Lord Brahma that whoever comes in front of me at this time, I will consume them. And she opened her mouth and she said, you have to come inside my mouth. Hanumanji said, listen, I am on a very time-sensitive, important mission. My beloved Lord Ram is waiting there. To receive news about his Sita. They have been separated for more than 10 months. Please let me go. I cannot waste time. Once I accomplish my mission, I find Sita and I unite her with Ram, I will come as food for you and you can eat me to your heart's delight. But right now I am on a mission. Let me go, please. Surasa says, no, I have to eat you now. Hanuman says, sorry, I am on a mission. And Hanumanji becomes big. And she opens her mouth bigger. Hanumanji becomes even bigger. And she becomes even bigger. And the competition is going on. Bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But devotees are very intelligent. Hanumanji suddenly became very small. Smaller than the pinky finger. Quickly entered a huge mouth and came out. And said, the benediction you had from Lord Brahma has been fulfilled. I entered your mouth. You consumed me. But now let me go. And Surasa bowed down to Hanumanji's intelligence. He said, you have won over, you may go. So sometimes there may be difference of opinion between devotees. And we bring in our ego. My ego is bigger than your ego, then my ego is bigger than your ego. You give 2 arguments, I'll give 3 arguments. You give 4 arguments, I'll give 5 arguments. And then things get uglier and uglier. But intelligence is to become Kṛṣṇa and just move ahead. Move ahead in life. No point having ego battles. Ego is not your amigo. Ego is not your friend. False ego is not your amigo. So we should be intelligent and move ahead. Second is R. R stands for whatever we do for Kṛṣṇa, we should do it with a sense of responsibility. We have to take ownership for our service. I have met so many wonderful devotees here in New Goloka Dham. They have been doing their service to Radha Golokananda, service to Giriraj, service to the community with so much sense of responsibility. This is very, very heartening to see. And one example that immediately comes to mind about responsibility is the example of Jatayu, also in Ramayana. We just had the opening of Shri Ram Mandir in Shri Ayodhya Dham. So a lot of Ram Leela is coming in our hearts. There is the example of Jatayu. When Ram, Sita and Lakshman came to the forest near Nasik, place called Janasthan, they met this huge vulture whose name was Jatayu. Previously, he had been a friend of Maharaj Dashrath. When he saw Ram and Sita, he immediately told Ram, you are like my son because I am friends with your father, Dashrath Maharaj. And Sita, you are like my daughter-in-law. So he promised Lord Ramachandra, this forest is a very dangerous place. There are many demons, Rakshasas here who like to give trouble to innocent people like you. But Ram, as long as I am there, I will with my sharp eyes, vultures have very sharp eyes. They can spot their prey from high up in the sky. I will keep a watch on Sita ji and I will always protect her like a father. He made this promise. He took that responsibility. And when the occasion came, when Ram and Lakshman were away from the cottage and the wicked, evil Ravan came to abduct Srimati Sita Devi, Jatayu, he took up his responsibility to protect Sita ji. Even though Jatayu had no chance at all. Why it had no chance? Because Ravan was young. Ravan was at the peak of his health. And Jatayu was an old bird. He was at the fag end of his life. Ravan was well armed with weapons. Jatayu was unarmed. Ravan had come prepared. Jatayu was taken by surprise. He was unprepared. But out of sense of responsibility, he said, I'm not going to just sit back and watch this atrocity. I'm going to fight for Sita. I'm going to protect Sita. Sita called out to Jatayu and said, my dear Jatayu, you are very old. Don't get involved in this fight with Ravan. You cannot fight him. You cannot stop him. He's too powerful for you. You just sit here and keep a watch which direction he's taking me. Very soon, my Ram will come, Lakshman will come. And you simply tell them where Ravan has taken me. And Ram will come and rescue me. You don't have to personally fight with Ravan. Jatayu said, my child Sita, I cannot see you get abducted. So he approached Ravan. Ravan was taking Sita with him. Jatayu came and he was not only responsible, but he met the criteria for I also. He was very intelligent. First, he tried to appeal to the good side of Ravan, to his moral values. He said, Ravan, do you think what you're doing is fair? Sita is married to Ram. How can you take another's wife like this? And even if you want to take, have a fair fight with Ram. Challenge him face to face. Fight him, defeat him, and then you can take his wife. But don't be a coward. Don't steal someone else's wife when the husband is not there. So he appeals to his moral side, but Ravan ignores. Then Jatayu uses another tactic. He challenges Ravan. Okay, you don't want to fight with Ram, then fight with me. I am Sita's father. You fight with me. Stop. He wanted to buy time. He wanted to buy time till Ram came. He said, come on, let's fight. Let's have a Get down from your chariot. Let's have a fight. But Ravan was also Very intelligent. He didn't want to waste time. He ignored Jatayu's challenge. Even though Kshatriya should never ignore a challenge. He ignored Jatayu's challenge and kept going with Sita. Then Jatayu flew into action. And with his beak and his talons, he attacked Ravan, broke his bow, ripped open his armor, and started pecking him very hard, making Ravan bleed. But Ravan was too powerful. He pulled out his swords and chopped off his wings, making Jatayu fall to the ground, bleeding profusely. And Jatayu died later on in the arms of Lord Ram. But he attained the spiritual world. He went back to Godhead because of his sacrifice, because of the responsibility he took for his service to Lord Ram. So whatever service we do, it is first class if we take ownership, take responsibility, and do it with a sense of commitment. That this is my seva, I will do it. So with a sense of responsibility, like our Jatayu. The next is, whatever we do, we should do it sincerely. And sincerity is most important. In this regard, in Sri Chaitanya Leela, there is a very nice story. There was a physician. Whenever there are physician stories, I get attracted. There was a physician, and his name was Murari Gupta. Of course, he is the main physician in Gaur Leela. But there is another physician. Yes, Mukunda Sarkar. There is Mukunda Datta and there is Mukunda Sarkar. So in this village called Shrikhanda in Bengal, there was this devotee by the name Mukunda Sarkar. And he was a physician and he was a first-class physician. Because he was first-class physician, the Nawab hired him as his personal doctor, his personal physician. So they had a deity at home of Gopinath. And Mukunda Sarkar lived with his wife and they had one son whose name was Raghunandan. And he was a young boy, maybe Mahatma's age. Young boy. And every day the wife would cook and Mukunda Sarkar, Dr. Mukunda Sarkar, would offer it to Gopinath before going to work. And then the whole family would eat later on. But one day, as he had done his puja seva and it was time to make the bhoga offering to Gopinath, the wife cooked everything. And just then the messengers from the king came and said, the king is having some health problem, he's calling you immediately. Stat call. He had to respond, stat. So he told his son, Raghunandan, every day you see what I do? I offer the bhoga to Gopinath. Listen, today you have to do it because I have to go for some urgent work. So he left and Raghunandan asked him, Daddy, Father, how do I offer it? He said, no, you just take it in front of Kṛṣṇa, Gopinath, and you pray to Gopinath to eat it. Okay? Go now, go to your mother. She will give you the plate. And Mukunda left for work. Raghunandan took that plate. He entered the puja room, closed the door, just how his father used to do. And there is Gopinath and there is Raghunandan, just the two of them. He kept the plate in front of Gopinath, looked at Gopinath and said, Gopinath, please eat. This is for you. Nothing happened. And he said, Gopinath, I'm sincerely praying to you. Yes, sincerely. I'm sincerely praying to you. Please eat this. This is for you. My father said you have to eat, and my mother has cooked it for you. Please eat this. There was nothing. Now tears started coming in his eyes. He said, Gopinath, am I so sinful? Am I so fallen that you will not eat when I offer you? My father offers you every day, and my father says you eat. Please eat. Now I am offering you today. Please eat. My mother has cooked with so much love. Please eat. Seeing his innocence, Gopinath speaks to him. My dear Raghunandan, Angani asya sakalendriya vrittimanti. My senses are spiritual. I can eat with my eyes. I can see with my tongue. My senses are spiritual. They are not like the human senses. Our senses have limitations. With our ears, we can hear only certain frequencies. There are certain frequencies which our ears cannot perceive. Similarly, the rays of light, a certain spectrum is visible to the human eye. Human eye can see when there is light. Human eye cannot see without light. You see, so our eyes have limitations, but Krishna's senses have no limitations. Krishna doesn't have to eat with his mouth. Krishna can eat through his nose also. So Krishna explained this philosophy to Raghunandan that, Beta, my senses are spiritual. I can do anything with any of my senses. Raghunandan told Gopinath, Gopinath, this is not some Bhakti Shastri class. I don't understand this philosophy. I am a child. You eat. Gopinath said, I don't eat like that. I eat with my eyes. You offer, I just look at it, glance at it, and I have accepted it. Go now. No, you have to eat with your mouth. Arey Baba, I don't eat with my mouth. Raghunath says, if you can talk with your mouth, you can eat also. Eat. Gopinath says, all right. I will eat, but don't tell anyone I ate, okay? Okay, come eat now. So Gopinath came down and ate everything. Now you can imagine the mother is waiting outside. What's going on? He was supposed to go make the offering and come out. Why he's not coming out? Mother is waiting outside the door of the puja room and says, okay, eat. And Gopinath eats everything. Good. Gopinath, good boy. Now go stand there again with your flute. Gopinath stands. Little Raghunandan picks up the plate, empty plate, opens the door, and the mother is waiting outside. Now, after a prolonged time, this boy comes out with an empty plate. The circumstantial evidence suggests that Raghunandan ate everything. Mother said, where is the prasad? Mother, where is the prasad? You are very funny. You told me go and feed Gopinath, and now you're saying, where is the prasad? There is no prasad. Gopinath ate it. Acha, Gopinath ate it. Yeah, Gopinath ate it. Gopinath ate it or someone else ate it? No, Mama, Gopinath ate it. Okay. Mother took the empty plate. Just then, Mukunda Sarkar comes back home. And he says, oh Devi, please serve me prasad. I'm very hungry. His wife says, Pati Dev, there is no prasad today. What do you mean? You were cooking in the morning. What do you mean there is no prasad? I don't know. Ask your son why there is no prasad. Raghunandan, where is the prasad? What prasad? You told me to offer it to Gopinath. I offered it and he ate it. Now Mukunda was very intelligent. He knew his son was special. He knew his son was very sincere. So he told, okay, Raghunandan, let's do this. I will give you a besan laddu and go and offer it to Gopinath as an extra dessert. Go and offer it. And he hid behind the curtain. Mukunda Sarkar hid behind the curtain. And Gopinath said, okay. He went and he went in front of Gopinath and said, Gopinath, eat this laddu. Gopinath said, Raghunandan, I told you don't tell anybody that I ate the whole plate you offered me. Why you went and told? Gopinath, I'm sorry, but my mother was not believing. So I had to tell her. Sorry. Okay, now eat this laddu. Okay. Gopinath took the laddu, took one bite, and Mukunda Sarkar passed out. When he saw Gopinath speaking, when he saw his Gopinath eating, Murchit hoke gir gaya. He lost his consciousness and fell down. Gopinath saying, oh, what happened? Take this laddu. And he again went and stood with the flute. That half-eaten laddu is still there in the temple of Gopinath in Srikhanda, in Navadvip. So there is Laddu Gopal and there is half Laddu Gopinath. Because he ate because it was offered with sincerity. The next is tea. Tea for whatever we do, we have to do it with cleanliness, tidiness. And in this regard, again in Chaitanya Charitamrita, this beautiful book, Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's a whole chapter called Gundicha Marjanam, the cleansing of the Gundicha temple. Jagannath, every year after the Rath Yatra, he comes and stays in the Gundicha temple. Jagannath temple represents Dwarka, and Gundicha temple represents Golok Vrindavan Dham ki. New Golok Vrindavan Dham ki. So that's where Jagannath comes and experiences the highest pleasure, highest bliss. Now, for Jagannath to come in the Gundicha temple, you have to really clean it, spick and span. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took permission that before Jagannath comes, can we clean the temple thoroughly? And he was given permission. He took his devotees with him, hundreds of pots. They were filled with water from Narendra Sarovar and the ocean. And Mahaprabhu first took brooms, not brooms with big, long handles, but brooms where you have to go down on your knees. So you can see where is the dust, where is the dirt. And he started sweeping Gundicha temple. And his devotees started sweeping Gundicha temple. And they got rid of all the dust and dirt and mud and stones and leaves. And then all the cobwebs and everything. They cleaned everything. And Mahaprabhu said, everybody clean, and whatever dust and dirt you collect, go and make your individual pile outside the temple. I want to see who is collecting maximum dirt, who is doing maximum cleaning of the temple. I want to see. And Mahaprabhu's pile was the biggest. But he was a source of inspiration to all the other devotees. They were all doing their best. And they thought, yes, it's done. And Mahaprabhu said, no, we have got rid of the big dust and dirt. But now there are finer particles of dust, which we have to clean. So let's do it again. So they did a second round of sweeping. And then everything was really clean and nice. And then Mahaprabhu says, now let's wash it with all these pots of water. And then they used their own upper cloth, their uttariya, and the pots of water, and they were mopping and cleaning everything with their own cloths. And the main simhasan of Jagannath, where Jagannath stays, Mahaprabhu with his own upper cloth, he was cleaning. And everyone was simply chanting, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If they wanted to say, give me another pot of water, they would say, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. No speaking, only Harinam throughout the cleaning. Because Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Shri Kṛṣṇa Sankirtanam. Shri Kṛṣṇa Sankirtan cleanses the heart. So internal cleanliness and external cleanliness. So in this way they cleaned thoroughly, and then with great joy they welcomed Lord Jagannath the next day in that temple, teaching us that in deity worship, in whatever we do, cleanliness is very much required. A devotee means clean. Prabhupada told us we should have clipped nails, we should not grow long nails, we should be clean shaven because it's hygienic. So many things Srila Prabhupada told us about hygiene. Prabhupada said every day you should take a bath, at least twice. Brahmana should take bath 3 times a day. They should wear clean clothes. So many things Prabhupada told us so that we are clean and hygienic, because we are meant to serve Krishna. So we have to maintain cleanliness. Next is consistency. Consistency is the opulence of a devotee. Doing something very nice for 1 day, 2 days is okay, but it's not first class. It becomes first class when we do it every day with consistency. Consistency is very important. This afternoon, we had the great fortune of meeting His Holiness Srila Bir Kṛṣṇa Goswami Maharaj. And Maharaj said, even little time with a sadhu can be so beneficial spiritually. Maharaj said that Krishna consciousness is a lifelong journey. And we should not be like the rabbit who was racing with the turtle, just going fast and then becoming complacent and going to sleep and losing the race. Maharaj said we have to be very steady. We have to make progress, we have to keep moving, but with steadiness, knowing that it's a lifelong process. So consistency is very, very important. We do not want to be like a flash of lightning. Suddenly lightning and gone. It's there and then it's gone. We want to be like the steady sun, always shining. That's how we want to be. Dhritarashtra in Mahabharata was like a flash of lightning. Vidur would come and counsel him about dharma. Bhishma Dev would come and counsel him about dharma. And Dhritarashtra, yes, you are right. I am very sinful. I am addicted to pleasing my wicked sons. Yes, you are right. And then next moment, Duryodhana would come and all that knowledge, all that wisdom gone out of the window. Oh, Duryodhan come, Dushasan come, Shakuni come, Karna come, sit, and was finished. All that light gone, to become dark, blind again. So we don't want to be like that. We don't want to chat 16 rounds one day and then 2 rounds next day. And then no rounds the third day. And then again 16 rounds. No. We want to be consistent. We want to be consistent. So consistency is very, very important. In this regard, Her Grace Yamuna Devi, A Life of Pure Devotional Service, she writes the story that she heard from Srila Prabhupada of the Bengali widow who every morning brought Yamuna water for Radha Damodar. Every morning, consistently. And Prabhupada, sitting in America, is remembering her. That Bengali widow, such a pure devotee, her service was every day to bring Yamuna water for the service of Radha Damodar. Without fail, every morning, whether it is winter, whether she is in good health or bad health, she would always do her service. Yamuna Devi was so inspired by this Bengali widow that when Prabhupada brought her for the first time to Vrindavan, Her Grace Yamuna Devi made it a point to seek out this Bengali widow. And even though she didn't speak Hindi, but it was a communication of the heart. And they became friends. Yamuna Devi became friends with that Bengali widow. And she would tell her that, you're so inspiring. You have inspired our spiritual master. Sitting in America, he remembers your consistent, simple devotional service. So my dear friends, consistency is very important. Next is, whatever we do, we should do it lovingly. Again, in this regard, from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have 20 minutes more. So this is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita set. It is one of the best books in the whole creation. In this book, there's a story which is very easy to miss, but it teaches us that whatever we do, we should do it with love. Would you like to hear that story? In Navadvip, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grew up as Nimai, baby Nimai, very close to the house of Jagannath Mishra, who was Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Brajendra Nandana Jai, Shachi Suta Hoilo Se, Balarama Hoilo Nita. Kṛṣṇa became Brajendra Nandan, Kṛṣṇa became Shachi Suta, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Balramji became Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So Kṛṣṇa Balram are Gaur Nitai. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was doing his childhood pastimes, Nimai, one of his neighbors was Purushottam Modak. Modak means one who makes sweets. Purushottam Modak. Where is our Divyana Prabhu? There. Purushottam Modak makes sweets. He was a confectioner. And here Prabhuji is. You have eaten modak? Modak in Maharashtra. Yeah. So modak, it's a sweet. But modak also means one who makes sweets. Confectioner. So there was this Purushottam Modak. He was a next door neighbor of Jagannath Mishra in Navadvip. And little Nimai, when he was a little naughty Nimai, he used to run around with his friends and do all naughty activities. One of their activity was they would go and knock on the door of Purushottam Modak. Because he used to make sweetmeats, sandesh, rasgulla, gulab jam, all those things at home. So they would go, all these kids, Nimai and his gang, they would go to the house of Purushottam Modak and demand sweets. And this Purushottam Modak had so much love. Very lovingly, Purushottam Modak and his wife would give sweetmeats to Nimai and his friends, free of cost. Their joy was to see them happy. And Purushottam Modak had a son whose name was Mukunda. So he would call his wife Mukundera Mata. In India, that is a culture that I will call Radha Bhav Maithili's mother. Have you heard this? Like this. That's it. We don't call by name. We always call with some family connection. It's more intimate. Because when I call by name, I'm saying my wife. But when I call her through some other relationship, that means I'm not the only relative, but she has so many relations. So it's more broad-minded to call like that. Also, in that culture, we don't, because there is so much shyness and modesty, you don't take the name of your spouse publicly. So you'll say Maithili's mother, like that. So Mukunda Modak would call his wife Mukundera Mata, and she would call him Mukundera Pita. So Nimai would knock on the door of Purushottam Modak, Sandesh, and he would say, go and meet Mukundera Mata. She will give you Sandesh. She just made some nice Sandesh. So then all these boys would run inside the house and Mukundera Mata would give them sweets. This is how Nimai grew up. This Nimai then went to Gaya to observe the last rites of his father, Shraddha ceremony of his father, Sri Jagannath Mishra. Today, Her Grace Tungavidya Mataji, our dear Aditya Narayan Prabhu and His Holiness Veer Kṛṣṇa Goswami Maharaj performed the Anteshti Kriya. So let us chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Her Grace Tungavidya Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nimai, he went to Gaya to perform the last Shraddha ceremony of his father. There he met Sri Ishwar Puripad, his spiritual master, took initiation and came back. And then Nimai became very, very bhavuk Nimai. Nimai became bhavuk Nimai. He had bhav for Krishna, bhav bhakti. And he would chant Hare Krishna. He would talk only about Krishna. He would teach his Sanskrit Vyakarana students, grammar students, only about Krishna. Everything he would teach about Krishna. He became bhavuk Nimai. And everybody started respecting him. Shrivas Thakur, Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur, Kolavecha Sridhar, Shuklambar Brahmachari, Shivananda Sen, they all became his followers. Gadadhar Pandit, they all became his followers. And then this Nimai Pandit, he became Shri Krishna Chaitanya. He took sannyas in Katwa at the age of 24 and became Yatijana Chudamani, the crest jewel of all sannyasis. Big sannyasis would fall at his feet. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prakashananda Saraswati, with his 60,000 disciples, surrendered to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now this Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the crest jewel of all sannyasi Thakurs, is living in Jagannath Puri. And every year, during the Jagannath Rath Yatra, all the devotees, 200, 300 of them from Navadvip would go to Nilachal, Jagannath Puri, attend the Rath Yatra and then stay for the Chaturmas. 4 months, and then come back. And whenever they would come to Jagannath Puri, they would all come to meet Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu would individually meet all of them. But because Mahaprabhu was sannyasi, his mother, Srimati Shachimata, never came to Jagannath Puri. She never came because sannyasi is not supposed to meet the mother. His wife never came from the previous ashram, Shri Vishnu Priya Devi. She never came. But other Matajis came. Siddha Thakurani came. Malini Devi came, the wives of Advaita Acharya and Shrivas Thakur respectively. They all came. Shivananda Sen's wife also used to come. One particular year, Purushottam Modak also came. Because by now, he has become a very old man. And he cannot make that journey. It's a very long walk from Navadvip to Jagannath Puri and back. So Purushottam Modak was an old man by now. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas. He has become a world famous sannyasi, living in Jagannath Puri. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Kashi Mishra, they are all his servants. And this little confectioner, old man from Navadvip, one year he tells Shivananda Sen, even I want to come. It's been so many years, I have not seen Mahaprabhu. I also want to come. This Nimai who used to take Rasgulla and Sandesh from me has now become the crest jewel of all sannyasis. I want to see him. Can I come this year with all of you? Shivananda Sen said, yes, you come. So all the devotees from Navadvip, they come to Jagannath Puri and they are standing in a line. And Mahaprabhu is coming and meeting each of them. He's applying sandalwood to their forehead and offering them a Mahagarland of Jagannath to each devotee, personally, Mahaprabhu. So he comes. And because Mahaprabhu is sannyasi, these ladies come from Navadvip, but they cannot come near Mahaprabhu. They stand at a faraway distance and they take darshan of Mahaprabhu from a far distance. They don't come near him because sannyasi is not supposed to come near a Mataji. Sannyasi is not even supposed to hear the name of a lady, of a Mataji in the traditional society 500 years ago. So everybody is observing this etiquette. So everybody has lined up to meet Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu comes one by one. He meets Advaita Acharya, he meets Srivas Thakur, he meets Haridas Thakur. Haridas is already there. He meets all the devotees, Shivananda Sen, Mukunda Datta. He meets everybody from Navadvip. And then he sees Purushottam Modak, the old man. And he says, "You have come. This year you came. I am so happy you came to meet me." Mahaprabhu is telling Purushottam Modak, remembering his childhood. And then Purushottam Modak, in his innocence, he says, "Nimai, even Mukundera Mata has come. She is also very old. She also came." Now one is not supposed to take the name of a Mataji in front of a sannyasi. So he broke that etiquette. But Mahaprabhu smiled at him, said, "She also came, thank you." So Kaviraj Goswami says that he broke an etiquette in his love. You have to do everything lovingly. Out of love, he broke the etiquette, but Mahaprabhu did not fault him for that because it was done out of love. And Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, Mukundera Mata also came. She used to make Rasgulla Sandesh for me. She came such a long distance to me. Because of my mother, I cannot move anywhere. My mother told me stay in Jagannath Puri, so I cannot move. But all you old people are coming to meet me such a long distance. Thank you." Mahaprabhu was so happy that they came. So this is love. We have to do everything with love. Then we have 10 minutes. Then artistically, A is artistically. We have to do everything artistically. In Prabhupada Leelamrita, there is a very nice story. When Prabhupada wanted to purchase the land, Kṛṣṇa Balaram Mandir in Ramanreddy, they wanted to register the deed of that land purchase. But it was a holiday. And Prabhupada wanted to sign that deal that day. Otherwise, you never know, the person will change his mind. But the registrar said, everything should be nicely typed. Otherwise, I will not accept it. Now, there is no typist. Everything is closed. So Prabhupada, how do we get that deed typed? Yamuna Devi, she said, "Prabhupada, I'm a calligrapher. I have learned calligraphy in college. I can write in such a way that it will look as if it is typed." Prabhupada said, "What? You can do that?" She says, "Yes, I am a calligrapher. I can do it." So Yamuna Devi, with her hand, she wrote the entire deed that had to be registered with her hand in such a way that the registrar thought this is typed. This thought, everything she did, she would do it very artistically. So doing everything sometimes devotees have to be very artistic also. Like our Adityanarayan Prabhu was telling me, when His Holiness Srila Bhakti Charu Maharaj came and he was teaching them, Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj was teaching them how to make stir-fry vegetable. He was telling them how to cut vegetables. Certain vegetables should be cut at a certain angle. The size should be certain so that Kṛṣṇa will like it. So this is very artistic. Cooking is an art. The art of cooking. Her Grace Yamuna Mataji also wrote a book, Lord Krishna's Cuisine. It got award as the #1 vegetarian cookbook. Second last is skillfully. Whatever we have to do, we should do it very skillfully. And really the Acharya all the way is our beloved Srila Prabhupada. What is it that he was not skilled at? He taught devotees how to wear dhoti, how to put tilak, how to play the mridanga. He taught Vishnujan Maharaj how to play the harmonium, how to play kartal. He taught everything to everyone single-handedly. How to cook. He taught Yamuna Devi how to cook. One who is going to get #1 cookbook award in the world. Her guru is Srila Prabhupada, who taught her how to cook. Prabhupada was the abode of all arts. He had all the qualities of a perfect devotee, Srila Prabhupada. And to conclude, finally, whatever we do, we should do it selflessly. When I think of selflessness, so many examples come to my mind. But today, I would like to speak about a very special devotee, very special disciple of Srila Prabhupada's. And his name is Shripad Jayananda Prabhu. Sripad Jayananda Prabhu, he joined ISKCON in San Francisco in the very early years. In fact, he got first and second initiation from Srila Prabhupada in the very, very early years in San Francisco. And he was the only devotee who had a job. He was a very qualified person. He was a graduate and he had a white collar job, but he gave it up. And he chose to drive a cab. Why? So that in the daytime, he would do all the service in the temple, and at night, he would drive the cab. So he would get more money and it would not interfere with his services in the temple. He had a white collar job and his lifetime saving. He was older than most devotees. Jayananda Prabhu. He was older than most devotees at that time. So he had worked his white collar job for some time, and his total savings were close to 50,000 US dollars. And when he joined, he gave everything to Srila Prabhupada. Everything. He didn't leave behind $1 for himself, for his retirement, for his old age. Whatever. Diksha Kale Bhakta Kare, Atma Samarpan. He gave everything to Srila Prabhupada and joined the temple. And he kept working so that he could provide more money for the temple, more funds for the temple. There are so many stories about Jayananda Prabhu, but we don't have time. So I will just tell a few stories. He used to wear dhoti kurta in the temple, but when he used to go to drive the cab, he used to wear shirt pant. And he wore the same shirt pant year after year after year after year, and they were torn. And the devotees were saying, "Go buy yourself a new shirt and pant." And he said, "No, I don't want to waste money on myself." Selfless. Everything is for Srila Prabhupada's service. Every dollar I earn through driving the cab, I want to give it to Srila Prabhupada. I will not purchase. But devotees forced him, "You cannot be driving a cab like this. You have torn shirt and torn pant and faded clothes. Go buy yourself a new pair of clothes." And he said, "No, I just don't have the heart. We are so short on funds. I don't have the heart to spend money on my clothes. I'll not do it." One devotee finally convinced him, "Let's go and let's at least buy you a trouser." He said, "Okay, you're insisting." So they went to a supermarket and they purchased a trouser. Now the devotees told Jayananda Prabhu, "Now you got a trouser, just get a shirt also, please." He said, "No, I'm not getting a shirt." The devotee said, "Well, let's just take a shirt. Let's not pay for it. We'll just hide it and take it. We'll shoplift." And Jayananda said, "No, that's not right. We'll not do it. Come on, it's okay, let's do it. Because we cannot see you in that torn shirt anymore." So Jayananda Prabhu hesitatingly, I don't know what happened, but he took that shirt. And he was caught. And they turned him over to the police. And he was arrested, Jayananda Prabhu. And he was produced before the judge. And the judge said, "Do you want a lawyer to represent you?" He said, "No, I have nothing to hide." So, "Did you shoplift?" "Yes, sir, I did." Now, the shop where he was caught, it was a big shop, and they had those, hi-fi lawyers that came to represent them. And he had no legal representation. He said, "I plead guilty. Yes, I did it." The judge said, "You look like such a saint. Why did you do such a thing? Why did you shoplift? It's unethical, immoral, illegal. Why did you do it? Tell me the truth." Jayananda Prabhu said, "Sir, my spiritual master came here on a cargo ship. He could not even afford a flight ticket. He could not even afford a passenger ship. He was 70 years old when he came on a cargo ship to fulfill the orders of his spiritual master. And he's struggling, traveling, spending nights working. He's working day and night to establish this movement. And he's really short on funds. We distribute magazines, we sell books, and we raise funds. And I'm sorry, I will never do this again. I should not have done it, but I don't know what happened. Some friends were insisting I should get new clothes. I don't have proper clothes. So I decided to just shoplift. I'm really sorry." Hare Krishna. I decided to shoplift, but I'm really sorry. It's just that I didn't want to use my spiritual master's money on myself. The judge looked at the lawyers of that shop, that big mall. Do you want to, what should we do? So I'm telling you the truth. The persons who were suing him, they had tears in their eyes when they saw the simplicity of Jayananda Prabhu and why he did what he did. And they said to the judge, sir, can we just drop the charges and let him keep the shirt and pant also? He's such a saint. Just looking at him, we can say he's such a saint. Let him go. Jayananda Prabhu had such a large heart. He worked selflessly for Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada told him to preach in the prison. So he would go to the prison and preach. One day he was going to the prison to preach in California, do kirtan with the prisoners, those who are incarcerated. He was driving past a orchard and there were some apples. So they stopped the car. Two devotees were going to the prison to preach. They stopped the car and they, you know how you can do strawberry picking, and you just pay them some $5 and they say, take as many fruits as you want, like that in those days. So they gave some money and they said, you can take as many apples as you want. So they filled their, their shirts with as many apples as they could. And then Jayananda Prabhu sat down right there in that field. And he started chanting, Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Kṛṣṇa, Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tinam. So his devotee asked him, Jayananda Prabhu, what are you doing? He said, I'm offering all these apples to Krishna, so that whoever buys them, whoever eats them, will get Krishna Prasad. This was his heart. Jayananda Prabhu built all the raths for the Jagannath Rath Yatras in those days. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada said on every ISKCON Rath Yatra, there should be a photo of Sripad Jayananda Prabhu. Jayananda Prabhu worked tirelessly. One Rath Yatra in San Francisco, he was working previous night, throughout the day, till late at night. And there was no time to chant even one round because they were working for the Rath Yatra. It was a day of Rath Yatra. Rath Yatra, everything happened. All these brahmacharis, they came to the ashram and none of them had chanted that day because they were working. They were doing kirtan, dancing, they were doing seva, but they had not done their rounds. And it was almost midnight. All the devotees, they just crashed. And Jayananda Prabhu sat in a corner and he was chanting. He started chanting his first round. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. He had not slept for more than 24 hours. One devotee told him, Jayananda Prabhu, you are just so tired. You are the backbone of this Rath Yatra. We are tired. We can only imagine how tired you must be. Just take rest. We'll chant 32 rounds tomorrow. And Jayananda Prabhu said, actually, I'm not tired. I'm not sleepy. So I'll chant. And he chanted. So this devotee who was told like this by Jayananda Prabhu was telling this in the tribute that Jayananda Prabhu was so sensitive, he did not want to tell me that no, I have promised Srila Prabhupada that I will chant 16 rounds every day. So let me chant my rounds. I will not break the vows of my initiation. Because then it will make the other devotees feel sorry about themselves. He was so sensitive that he said, oh, I am not tired. I am not sleepy. So I just chant. He didn't say, no, I am going to chant because I have taken a vow. I am not sleepy. Even though he was sleepy, even though he was tired. This was the humility and the sensitivity of Jayananda Prabhu. Jayananda Prabhu somehow got lymphoma. And in those days, there was not so much good treatment for lymphoma. And he had those big lymph nodes. He could not even keep his hands like this. Big giant lymph nodes like this. He used to walk like this. And in his terminal stages, he was admitted to the hospital. And the devotees went to meet him in the hospital. And in the hospital room, he was sleeping on the floor. The devotee said, Jayananda, what is this? You are in so much pain, so much distress. Why are you sleeping on the floor? You're in the hospital. You've got a nice hospital bed. Jayananda Prabhu said, all my life, I've never had a good bed like this. First time in my life, I've got a bed. So I offered it to Srila Prabhupada. The devotees looked at the bed. On the bed, there was a photo of Srila Prabhupada. This was selflessness of Jayananda Prabhu. Always thinking of his spiritual master. And when he left this world, Srila Prabhupada wrote a very beautiful, loving letter to Jayananda Prabhu and said in all the Rath Yatras on the Rath, card, there should be a photo of my Jayananda. Shripad Jayananda Prabhu ki. So in this way, my dear friends, all these devotees that we discussed, they teach us the importance of doing everything first class for Krishna, because Krishna is first class. And if we do everything first class for Krishna, then Krishna will be pleased with us, just like Krishna was pleased with all these devotees. So with this, I will conclude. Let me see what the time is. 6:03. Today we are doing a very special offering to all of you. This is the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita set. It is 11,000 verses in Bengali and Sanskrit, written by Srila Kṛṣṇa Kaviraj Goswami. Many of the stories that we discussed today, they come from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The story of Purushottam Modak, Mukundera Mata, the story of Mukunda, Sarkar, Raghunandan, all those stories are from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is a book that describes the glories of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Srila Prabhupada has personally translated all the 7 volumes, all the 9 volumes. Srila Prabhupada has translated himself. All the verses Prabhupada has translated. He has given purports, detailed purports. It's one of the best books in this world, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Our study of Srimad Bhagavatam is incomplete without Chaitanya Charitamrita. How can you understand Krishna Varnam Disa Krishna without? How can you understand 7th canto Channa Avatar without this book, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? So, if any of you do not have Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita at home, then we request you that please consider purchasing a set of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita today. Would anyone be interested in getting a set of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. You can contact Aditya Narayan Prabhu. Who do you want to? Hare Krishna. We have few more minutes. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Yes, please go ahead.
I'm not sure if we have enough time to answer this or how much I'm pretty much have insignificant knowledge even to ask this question properly. But it appeared yesterday, probably the day before yesterday. So as I see Ravana and Kamsa. So Ravana, we know, was very cruel, like, disturbing the Brahmanas and everybody. Kamsa was also doing that. I don't understand what were the bad qualities of Duryodhana that Krishna considered that he should be killed. Because I mean, I know he was cheating and he was always trying to kill his brothers, but there were many other people who were doing the same. But what was so wrong about what Duryodhana was doing that he was supposed to be killed?
Duryodhana's main problem was envy. He was envious of the pure devotees, Yudhishthir, Maharaj, and Bhim. And he tried to kill the pure devotees out of sheer envy. He wanted them out because everyone liked Yudhishthir over Duryodhan, and Duryodhan could not accept that. So being envious of the devotees is a very bad quality. And when that envy leads you into action against the devotee, then it's the cause of our downfall because it displeases Krishna. There are 6 types of Vaishnava aparaths. Hanti nindanti vai dveshti Vaishnavan abhinandati. Krudhyate yati no harsham darshane patananisham. The first one is Hanti, to physically attack a devotee. And Duryodhan did that. They poisoned the Pandavas. They tried to burn the house in which they were. They sent them to the forest. And they sent Durvasa Muni to get them cursed. So many things they did. So because of their repeated Vaishnava aparats and their envy towards the pure Vaishnavas, they were punished. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhuji, the first shloka which you said 10 or 10 from Bhagavad Gita. So, in that Krishna says that those who constantly, like lovingly serve me, to them I give the intelligence. But for a normal person like me, it looks like that to serve him constantly, I need intelligence first. So, how to understand that? Like, without getting the intelligence, how will I go to that stage that I am lovingly, constantly serving him? If he's going to provide me intelligence to do that later, like first condition is that. So
Yes. So That's why we need a spiritual master. The spiritual master engages us. Even though we don't have the intelligence to do it, even though we don't know how to do it, the spiritual master tells us. For example, we did not know about Hare Kṛṣṇa Mahamantra. We didn't know so much the importance of Ekadashi or reading Bhagavad Gita, coming in satsang. Previously, our conception was we go to temple, take some sugar powder in the hand or coconut pieces or mixture of the two and ring a bell and sit for 2 minutes, just fold your hands and go. But sitting like this for 1.5 hours in a satsang, this is Srila Prabhupada's gift, Guru's gift to us. So Prabhupada said, my temples are spiritual educational institutions. So we don't have the intelligence, but Shri Guru gives us the intelligence and engages us. Therefore we say, Shri Vigraha Aradhana Nityanana Shringara Tan Mandira Marjanado Yuktasya Bhaktam Chanyunjatopi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam. Guru Maharaj engages us, and then if we get engaged, like Shri Guru wants, then Krishna will be pleased. Then he will give further guidance. Is that okay?
Very well.
Hare Krishna. I think in the back there was someone who raised. Same question.
I had the same question which Prabhu asked.
Oh, same question.
Correct. Anyone on this side?
May I say one thing?
Yes. His great Jagat Purush Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for a
Dandavat.
very nice presentation. Speaking of Jayananda Prabhu, I just wanted to add one little thing to support and confirm everything you said about Jayananda Prabhu. I had the very good fortune of being with him in his final days.
Hare Krishna.
And because I was very, very close with Mukunda Maharaj, who was very close with Jayananda from San Francisco days, but this was in Los Angeles. And Jayananda Prabhu was in his apartment in the Green Building just across from the Los Angeles Temple in his final weeks. All during that time, he was experiencing so much pain, as you were describing with lymphoma. And but all during that time, he was busy, fully engaged every day, all day long, in designing a new rock cart that was being constructed across the street in the parking lot. And so this was his selflessness, that in that condition, because I had met him in Laguna Beach when he was coming back from Mexico, having tried some treatments there that weren't working. And I actually brought him from Laguna Beach up to Los Angeles, and then he remained in Los Angeles for about a month after that. And it was just going down, 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 and yet right up until the very end, he continued. Looking out of his window, he wasn't able to move hardly, and if he did move, it had to be in a wheelchair. But he would look out the window and he would see what they were doing, and he would instruct and send messengers down.
Hare
The
Krishna.
devotees who were building the chariot. And I was also there to witness the birthday ceremony where he was brought down in a wheelchair, and the birthday cake in the shape of a large chariot rock cart was brought out. And thank you so much for everything, all the categories, but it was Jayananda Prabhu that especially moved me because of my memories. And
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, first I would like to just mention about His Grace Jagat Purush Prabhu. Such a wonderful, very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And he's joined in the very early days, and he's done such amazing services from 72 earlier, sorry, 16. 1970. So
Haribo.
from 1970 until now, like tireless services. And if you get the chance, please talk to Prabhuji. He has like so many amazing stories over these years of his Krishna conscious journey. Like last Sunday, he was sharing a story of Mumbai and the experience. It's just like amazing. It's like almost we cannot conceive the dedication of the devotees at that time. This is very, very touching, very senior disciple, and he spent many years in the Juhu temple, which was his one of Giriraj Swami Maharaj, and Prabhuji used to, he's the one who organized the Kalash, what's it called? Well, Bhakti Kalakshetra, that's the entire cultural academy in ISKCON Juhu, and they used to travel all over India and organize such dramas where they used to get like 20,000 people. Is that right? 17,000 people come just to watch their drama. Haribol!